Hello everybody, it is my absolute honor and pleasure to finally be able to show you guys this LEGO Ninjago Legacy Summer 2020 release set. Now, I've wanted to do this set since the June 1st. I've mentioned this in several other sets where we didn't get these sets till August 24th because of just how delayed they were because of the virus and the pandemic and everything. Now, I finally have it. It finally came out for US and Canada. And the rest of the world's probably thinking, wow, about time you got him. Yep, about time we got him. So this is the LEGO Ninjago Legacy, Destiny's Bounty. Now, I was really excited for this one when I first saw the announcement because I have the original Destiny's Bounty from 2012 and I was so excited to see what they had for this new one here. Obviously, there was a few other Destiny Bounty models that was made. There was one called the Final Flight of the Destiny's Bounty, which I don't have. There's also the LEGO Ninjago movie Destiny's Bounty, which was the biggest one and by far a bunch of people's favorites. Some people said this Destiny's Bounty doesn't look all that good, but I personally think it does. Maybe because this does throw some nostalgic purposes. It's branded off the original model from 2012, so what can I say? This is pretty good, and that's why I appreciate Legacy. It brings back some old memories. And yeah, so this is it. And later on I will compare. I'll take out my old Destiny's Bounty model and just compare this. And of course the other Legacy set is the Kai Fighter. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out right now. And now let's go take a look at this set. Okay, here is the box for Destiny's Bounty. As you can see, it is a pretty big box given that this is a $160 set. I think this is bigger than the Monastery Spinjitzu, but definitely, yeah, this is definitely on the big size. Featured in Season 1, set 71705 with 1,781 pieces. Now let's rotate this thing. On the top here, just showing you all the names of the Ninja minifigures. You probably know them by now. Here is the back of the box. So you can see it shows you all the things you can do with this ship. So many different play features. And there's the shot of the sets, and then over here just get little images of the actual ship, what it looks like on the TV show. So there's that. So very nice, very big box. What more can I say? It's a box. And what's more interesting? What is inside the box? So let's take a look right now. Alright, first and foremost, the biggest question yet with this set. This is the Summer 2020 remake of the Destiny's Bounty, but of course this isn't the first one. There is another, and that is, of course, this is based off the original model, and here is the original model from 2012. No, I did not buy this recently. I had this Destiny's Bounty set when it came out in 2012. I've always had it, and but I did take it apart later on, but because after I found out about this Destiny's Bounty releasing, I quickly rebuilt to my original. So there we go. Look at that. Look at the size comparison. Obviously the Legacy one here is a lot bigger. We'll turn this around from the back. You can see the rear is done a lot better, and we'll take a look at that in detail. But you can see one major thing I'll point out is height. This Legacy definitely has two levels, and this one only has one singular level. So that's pretty nice. I mean, that's not nice, but and another noticeable difference is the dragon head at the front. This one uses a plastic mold. This one is completely brick built. And then the sails, kind of a different shape, but the pattern hasn't changed at all on the sails. But yeah, there you go. So comment down below if you want to see me do a review on this set. This is a pretty old set. And yeah, there you go. These are my two Destiny's Bounties. I do not have the future, like the Possessed Destiny's Bounty or the Ninjago movie one, or the Land Bounty. So these are the two I have. There you go. Both Destiny's Bounties compared, and later on at the end of the video I will say what I prefer the 2021 or the original 2012 one. Alright, let's take a look at the full model itself. Alright, first and foremost, color scheme. Color scheme has never changed. That still looks pretty awesome. The overall width of it still a lot bigger, definitely upgraded, that's for sure. And then I guess we'll start off with the head. Why not? Okay. So the head, as I've mentioned when I did the comparison, this brick built, it unlike the original one which had a plastic head mold. You can sort of adjust it if you want, but mainly it's gonna stay like this with a jaw underneath. I guess that looks more like metallic because this isn't a real dragon head. It's brick built. I mean, it's part of the ship, so I mean it looks all right. I would say maybe the eyes look a little bit off. Maybe just, you know, fix that. Then maybe that will be a lot better. The railings here, really like the use of this flexible golden wire here. That gives a nice, you know, a nice little finesse on the ship. It's done pretty nicely. And then you notice there's not one, but there's two anchors. Here, there you go. Two anchors built like this, and they both can be pulled at the same time. And basically, if I'm gonna zoom out, I can show you how it works. So basically, you pull this. There's a knob right up here. Turn that around and extend these bad boys all the way up. Although one of them broke, so do be a little careful. There we go. There you go. Two anchors. They don't really go too far because there's two of them. And yeah, it's as far as they go, but it's nice getting two of them. And when you pull it back up, you just do this very simply. There we go. There is some space at the fronts up here. Oh, that went all the way down. Okay, there you go. There is some space up on the deck for the ninja to roam around. On the sail, there's plenty of space up here, without a doubt. The main sail. Again, the sails are their own piece, like they have their own special fabric mold or fabric. This thing is kind of like sandpaper. I'm not quite sure what to call it. Pattern hasn't changed from the original, that's for sure. But the mechanism, the play feature also hasn't changed, but it's just the way the play feature is built has definitely changed. Because if you don't know Destiny's Bounty by now, this ship is a flying ship. It's meant to fly in the air. And the beauty of it is the sails would open up, and then the back, the boosters would come up. So, they have kept that authenticity. That play feature has never changed, but how the play feature is executed is definitely changed. So for example, I'm going to bring back the original model here. So for how the play feature for the configuration to flight mode here works, there's a back here, there's a flicker here, and then the sails are supposed to go all the way up like this, so you can see. And then at the back, this thing, move it down, now this thing is in flight mode. Just like that. They've kept that for the next few models except for the land bounty. It's been the same. Always has been. With the flight mode like that, and this thing is now in the air. And to reset it, you just push this back in. So that, they haven't abandoned. But, this one, they have a slightly different configuration. So instead of the older model, which you saw earlier had strings, this one had chain pieces, which is good because the problem with the old one is you can actually just snap the string easily, and you can see the sails sometimes were off. One came up before the other. So that was a major problem that LEGO fixed for this one, and I believe the switch to the chains definitely made it a lot better. So how this one works, same thing, you push down on the knob right here, you can see there is a couple gears here at work. Unfortunately, it's not really covered up, it's very exposed, but oh well, it all works out. So you just push this down, and you can see the gears at work here. Now if I zoom out, then you can see the sails opening up. So if I put it right here, and I push this down, the sails just flap up like that very easily. There's some good tuck-ins here for the chains to go through, so it won't, you know, go all over the place. So that's good. And there you go. That's what the sails look like when they're flapped, when they're up like this. And to reset it, you just simply bring it back down just like that. You can leave it halfway through if you want to leave the sails like slightly on like an angle or something like that. That looks pretty good. But then, you know, when it's on the water, it's like this, and then when it's in the air, it's fold all the way up like this to gain maximum altitude. That's pretty nice. And I'm glad I'm glad they have kept the authenticity, but they haven't, you know, ditched it. Unfortunately, the chains here is very, very exposed. You can see it very well. So, oh well, it is what it is. Just live with it. Now I'm gonna have to raise the sails anyway, so it gives me room to film to show you guys like this area. And this is another. Well, this is like the main docks area. And of course, never left that cannon in the middle. That cannon has always been the same. However, this one uses a stud shooter, and in the original model, the cannon had an actual cannon mold, had an actual cannon piece from the pirate ship stuff. But however, this one kind of downgraded it to just a simple stud shooter with a little flame at the end. Kind of disappointing. Kind of wish they continued to keep that cannon mold piece, but I guess, yeah, I know, but like the budget on this set clearly could be, you know, it was pretty high for the price you paid for this set. So the most they can do is to, you know, make the stud shooter here, like make the cannon here not a stud shooter. And not really a big fan of stud shooters, but this makes this cannon really small. You know what I'm saying? It's actually pretty small. But the cannon can also act as a feature, or act as a handle to lift this thing open. So to do that, you simply lift up the entire dock just like that. This whole thing comes off as one piece. Notice how on each side you've got the stairs, little mini steps, just like that. Okay, now that will give us access inside the ship. And inside the ship, what do we got? Well, we've got a dummy right there, tucked away on the side right there. And then if I turn the ship around, there is nothing. On the other side, there's a cargo box down there. And yeah, and then there's like a little prison cell right there. I believe that's a prison cell, but it's more like a, you know, a barrier to the actual engines of the ship. There, and then yeah, nothing too much on that side. So this is like the only area that you can actually get inside or get below the ship, the lower level of the ship. I would say that's probably more like the storage area, but yeah. So to put that back on, you just simply snap this back on, just like that. Very simple. And then at the bottom here, there is these little flaps, which, you know, mimic cannons, but they don't actually work, so they're just there. They're just there for the looks. You know, they don't actually serve much of a purpose. Now, the main headquarters, you know, the main dock, or the main building area, I don't know what you call it, but I believe this is the most TV show accurate ship, because this whole back building right here works completely well, and it looks almost exactly just like it does in the TV show. Now, window here, very, very noticeable difference. This window acts very well with the show. It really looks like there's a window up here, and just the roof build, the architecture of the roof here, it's built very nicely and looks very authentic. Now, of course, you can remove this to get access inside the building. To do that, first and foremost, let's take off this and just show you the roof piece. Yes, they use hot dogs up here. That is hilarious. They actually use hot dogs here for the top of the roof here as part of the design. So that is a very funny Easter egg. Okay, and then one more little hidden feature in this roof piece is that when you open the flap at the back here, take this out. Whoa, what is this? Well, this is basically just a clip for you to attach katanas or other weapons to. You You put one on here right now. There's a golden one provided here, and just simply you put it in just in the middle like that. You slip that back in. Very easy. Then we just close up the flap. There you go. So it's like a secret hidden weapon compartment. And now with the roof gone, this gives us access to the inside. Wait, I can remove this again. Hold on. Yep, that, and then that will leave us completely exposed to the, the driver's seat. And then back here, got the flags, kind of changed the looks from what it looked like previously. It used to have those Chinese words, now it's just this simple pattern, which looks okay. But now that I've removed this, you can actually fold this out now, if you want, or fold this down, or fold the flags in, or keep the flags up. And you can fold this out to basically, this looks like a little shrine, for Japanese art culture practices. I don't know, but there's like a little shrine here with two katanas. On the side here, just got a machete. Don't know what that is. I think that's tea or something. Got another. I got a dagger here. I'm pretty sure there's a name for that. Forgot the name though. And then there's another that here. So you can actually take this section out and just fold it out and be its own build if you want. So that's pretty nice. And it just tucks away like this, very nicely, very simply. There's that. However, this is where gravity starts to play its part, and then the flags are just gonna want to fall over because that's just the way they are. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Now, if I remove that, now you can see the actual control room for the Destiny's Bounty. In here, we've got the main steering wheel with the control panels on the side, and up here you got the big computer screen with like the map of Ninjago, where the ninja are planning where to go next and stuff, almost like the GPS, if you will. Yeah, so that looks pretty nice. And then on the side here, there's like a orange katana tucked on the side. I'm not quite sure what that is for. This lever right here, this is in the show. This lever is to trigger the flight mode for the ship. Once you pull it, the whole ship will take off in the air and change into flight mode. That's pretty nice. And then there's plenty of space back here if you remove the top builds here, and you can just look at give some more space for the ninjas, if you will. But apart from that, there is nothing much to see on the inside right here, except that very nice steering wheel. And at least it's very well covered up. I'll say that, that's for sure. So now, to put this back all together, just simply make sure you fold this back in. Okay, now, one more little thing, and that is this flight mode, which is the rocket boosters for this ship. As you can see, here is what it looks like. Let me just lift this up to show you guys. Okay, there you go. It's kind of the shape is very similar, but it's kind of polished, slightly a little bit different. Definitely, you can see there's a little bit of a build change at the back. And here's the back, by the way. You got a pretty nice emblem on the back here. That's pretty nice. And then down here, there's like this little flap, which is to help steer the ship if it's on water. That's what these are used for, is to help turn the direction of the ship. Now, to move this thing, of course, you just simply move it down like that. Now this thing has the rocket boosters. Move down, tack that up, put that back in. Now this thing's in flight mode. Now, this isn't the only thing that opens up though. Yes, when you turn this down, this will create the flight mode. But at the same time, it opens up something at the front. There are two hidden front cannons right here, and when this thing goes into flight mode, this thing opens up, kind of acting like a front rocket booster to really help propel it forward and get it going. The same thing for the other side. This thing just like that. Propels, opens up, and then yeah, so to tuck it back in, it just automatically goes back in. Sometimes it gets a little bit loose, so you're gonna have to forcefully use your hand to push it back in, but that's all right. And yeah, so that is the main flight mode for Destiny's Bounty. And there you go. It's what the full. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see it. Actually, this is as far as I was thinking zoom. There you go. That's the full flight mode for the ship. Now to simply reset it, just move this back down, settle her down, pulls the ship or the sails all the way back down, just like that. Very nice. Okay, so that is the entire ship. We've gone through basically everything that was needed to look through for this whole ship, and there is no side builds because the only side build is actually within the ship itself. So we showed that already, and that's it for this one. Let's take a look at the minifigures because we have a special minifigure. Alright, here are the minifigures, starting up with the 4 main ninja here. So we have Zane, Cole, Jay, Kai, all with the 4 golden weapons of Spinjitzu, but each still have a katana on their back. So Zane here with the shurikens of ice. Back here, always been the same, always has been the same design for Legacy. Still looks the same as ever with. Katana at the back, take up the gi. There we go, his Ninjago movie face. That, and then we have Cole right here with the Scythe of Quakes. A new build of the Scythe of Quakes, actually not that, it's the same for 2019, but definitely not like the original. He has a gray katana on his back, and when you take off his gi, there you go, 2 faces, just like that. And then we have Jay with the nunchucks of lightning. There we are. Obviously, we've gotten all 4 of these ninja in so many other sets, so these guys aren't new. The only new difference is they've got these shoulder armor pads with the swords at the back. Here's Jay, and then there you go, Ninjago movie face once again. And finally, we have Kai with the Sword of Fire. The Sword of Fire is not a new piece, it's been around for lots of years now, so this Sword of Fire piece I have a great many of them, that's for sure. Take that off, Ninjago movie face, as expected. So these are the 4, the 4 original ninja. Kind of nice to see how well equipped they are. So yeah, that's it. And then we have Wu, Sensei Wu, and we have Samurai X, or Nia. And here is Nia in her Samurai X outfit. I think it's the same. Might be a little bit different from the Samurai Mech that came out last year for Legacy. But I believe, oops, I dropped her. I believe this is a new prince, but the helmet's definitely not new at all. Gotten this helmet build for so long. There you go. That's her Nia Ninjago movie face. The shoulder pad and everything. There's that. Samurai X. And then Sensei Wu with his traditional kimono outfit. Actually, we got that first in 2011. And he's got his Ninjago movie face. It's kind of like his more goofy, cheerful face, not so serious. Bamboo hat has always been the same. Has never changed whatsoever. Now, these are the other 2, but there is one particularly very special minifigure in this set. Let's take a look at him. And that is this little guy. Lloyd Garmadon. But this is before he became the Green Ninja. This is still little child, young Lloyd Garmadon. Holy crap, we have a Legacy version of him. He looks absolutely, oh my goodness, this came as a surprise. It's been such a long time since we've seen young Lloyd like this pop up. The last time we saw him was in 2012, his first appearance, and yes, I have a saying because I have the original Lloyd Garmadon from 2012. Now, I did not buy this off Bricklink. I actually have a set that has this little guy called the Fangpire Wrecking Ball that had him. So there you go, that's how I have Lloyd. So this is 2020 Legacy Little Lloyd. Here is the original. As you can see, the torso print's still the same. With his outfit is pretty much the same. He's still hooded. He's got the cape. However, this cape is like cloth, and then this one is very soft fabric. As you can see right here, very, very soft plastic. Fabric, not plastic. See? There you go. So that's one difference. Hood piece, not this different. Still the same, but the head print, of course, is the difference. And this Lloyd has the green eyes. This Lloyd doesn't. The torso print still with the number 5 on it, indicating that he will be the 5th Green Ninja. That was kind of a pretty good hint that Lego dropped back then. I still remember when the hype came out when Lego first announced in 2012 that Lloyd was the Green Ninja, like, oh my god, the world went crazy for that. And then he's got his weapon here, just this weird dagger thing. Not quite sure what this is, but then if you take that off, okay, there you go. Notice the face prints are very familiar. Yeah, that's because it is the exact same. You got his smirky grinning face, and then you got his freaked out face from the original. So, voila, same exact print, freaked out face, smirky face, except this time he's got the green eyes, updated for 2020. So this is a very welcoming figure. I kind of wish, when I first announced it, it was going to also include Garmadon with the mega weapon piece. Unfortunately, it didn't seem like it made it, but this new Lloyd definitely is very welcoming. And from the two, obviously I have to say the Legacy little Lloyd here definitely comes out on top. So that is the new rare exclusive minifigure for this Legacy set. It's time for the final verdict. So the daunting question, of course, is the value. Like, is this set worth it? And I gotta say, this set is 160 or 150, 150, 60, definitely in that range. If it was a little bit cheaper, maybe like 120 or something, then I totally recommend it. But I guess 160 is tolerable because it does have the huge sail fabric pieces. Those pieces require special production to make, so it's understandable. But I would say maybe the price was a little bit lower, it will be good, but this is okay. A lot of people don't like this ship. I like this ship. In fact, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. There's just sometimes when you do the flight mode configuration, the front cannons here kind of get caught a little bit, and not always the best thing there. And of course, this one or the original obviously has to be this one. Obviously, it won't be, you know, authentic because it's not the original, but having both models, I can see that Lego has made lots of improvements and upgrades to this one, and definitely my favorite. I will miss the plastic molded dragon head at the front because they changed the majority of the dragon heads from plastic moldings to brick built. I will definitely miss that, but that's still pretty nice. And yeah, looks the most show accurate to me, you know. So that's it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this review of the Destiny's Bounty for summer 2020, make sure to hit that like button to show the support, and subscribe to the channel for more, because I will be producing more Lego videos coming your way very soon. If you haven't seen the Kai Fighter video or the other Lego sets that I've done, then be sure to check them out. And I got more in the future coming your way. So talk to you again in the next one. Bye for now.